All right, shalom, Israel. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatham to all the brothers, and shalom, Yahweh Shemal Athan Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. This is ISUPK Austin Scripture Breakdown class, and I'll be breaking down who is Esau in the Bible. Right? Who is Esau? Right? We'll pull a few scriptures and zero in on his proximity and show you that the man who tries to be God, who tries to be everything else in the world, tries to be Native Indian, he tries to be French and Dutch and German and Russian and Norwegian, right? Australian. He tries to be all of these different names, but these are just names of geographical locations. These are just names of land masses, right? And what you'll find out that a person is not named after a geographical location. All right. We're not named after a landmass, right? We're named after our father's house. According to the house of our father, that is the line of that pedigree in which we have our names, right? Or not just names, but it determines your nationality. All right. The children of Israel, we are Israelites because we are named after our father Jacob, who warred with the angel, and his name was changed to Israel. Blacks, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, we are not called Israelites because we're from the land of Israel. That is a terrible misconception, and it's definitely not true, right? We are called Israel because we derive from a man called Israel, all right? And we are Israelites or Israelites. ITE represents a descendant of, right? We are descendants, blood relatives from the same lineage as our father Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, who comes from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob by our father's house, all right? So we'll zero in on the proximity of Esau, and I'll wake you up to the fact of the man that plays many nationalities, that tries to play many roles. He's just the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, and that's all he'll ever be. All right. So again, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. And he is the reason why this knowledge is taking place. All right. So who is the white man according to God? This is not me. Who is the white man according to God? Right. Well, in the King James Version of the Bible, the Lord gives a clear description of who the white man or who the white race is. Okay. It gives a description of who and where they originated from, their biblical names as well, or how they're even referred to. All right. It gives a description of their role that they play on earth and how the Lord even himself perceives the so-called oppressor or the oppressor. Now, first of all, the so-called white man has the spirit of Cain. Okay, Cain and Abel in the Bible, right? The first thing you must learn is who, right, and where did the so-called white man originate from? Now, Muslims believe that the white man is Cain. Okay, they believe that he is Cain and he's not Esau. When in actuality, the so-called white man is the reincarnation, or should I say spirit? I don't want to say reincarnation, but he is definitely the spirit of Cain. Okay, and he came back into the earth. Okay, with that same spirit, Esau. This is after the waters of Noah. The proof is in Genesis chapter 4, right? Just to bring you up to speed. Adam had two sons. His two sons were Cain and Abel. When the two men went to um, sacrifice unto the Lord, Cain would bring fruit offerings, and Abel would bring blood offerings.
Salaki, everybody, bear with us for a moment. We having some technical difficulties. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all like and share. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube. From the blaze with this truth, man.
Okay, brother. Can you hear me? You there?
Khan Khan.
Okay. How much of it did you hear before it kicked me out?
You was talking about how Cain is reincarnated and how the Muslims believe that the so-called white man is Cain.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, and I'm glad you brought it up right there because I don't want to say, how can I say? I don't want to say that he Cain. When I say he, I don't want to say that Cain was reincarnated. I don't want to use. I don't want to use that terminology, right? But I do say that Cain is a spirit of Esau, right? And he came back into the waters, back into the earth as Esau after the waters of Noah. Okay. Can you still hear me?
Khan Khan.
Okay, cool. So the proof is in Genesis chapter 4. I'm gonna speed everybody up to speed. This is after Adam. Adam had two sons. Again, those sons were called Cain and Abel. And when the two men went to sacrifice before the Lord, Cain would bring the fruit offerings, right? But Abel would bring blood offerings, no blemishes, right? The best of the best of his firstlings, and he would bring them with no spots or blemishes, such as like a lamb or a ram, things of that nature, right? But now the Most High had respect unto Abel for the offerings that he brought, but he didn't respect the fruit offerings that Cain brought, and this made Cain jealous of his brother Abel. Okay, if you could get me Genesis chapter 4 verse 8, right? And Cain talked with his brother Abel, right? And when it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against his brother and he slew him, man. This was the first murder on earth. Okay. It's the first murder on earth in the Bible. And this is um, after Cain killed his brother Abel, the Lord cursed him for doing that. As soon as Cain killed Abel, the Lord put a curse on Cain. All right, so go ahead and start at 8 and give him a little dialogue with that. Give him a little setup.
Khan Khan. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. All right, bear with us momentarily one more time. I'll go ahead and reread it for everybody.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how much it keeps kicking me out, you know.
Con. So you need me to reread it?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out how can this stop. I'm saying, is there any way to stop this madness, man? Um, yeah, it just keeps kicking me out. But go ahead, yeah, read it again.
Con.
Mm,
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 8.
uh-huh.
And Cain talked with Abel, his brother. And it
Right.
came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
Keep going.
Verse 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Now, a lot of brothers use that right there as a brotherhood when these brothers don't know, and I don't want to spend too much time on that, but fake Israelite groups and people. I was even in a conversation with a brother one time, and I said, "Well, give me a brotherhood scripture, man." Right? And he said, "Oh, well, am I my brother's keeper?" I was like, "No, that's not a good thing." Right? Cain was responding back to the Lord, being sarcastic when he said that. Right? Like, what am I supposed to look after him? Am I my brother's keeper? I don't have to. I don't have to. I don't have to watch and look after Abel. That's what a guilty person says who's committed murder. All right, go ahead, continue.
Verse 10. And he said, what hast thou done? The
Mm.
voice, the voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground.
And that's what the so-called white man, the oppressor, has done to the Native American Indians, man. Hey, we're walking on the blood of of the bones of our Native American brothers and sisters and babies, our ancestors, man. All right, and the oppressor, he walks around and you know strolls around like he's not walking on the.
Man, heavy class, y'all. I don't know what's going on, but check this out. We're gonna give y'all these breakdowns. If y'all got questions, go ahead and comment. If you got comments, go ahead and comment. You know what I'm saying? One West is the home of the truth since 1969. Just bear with us. Make sure you paying your tithes. Pay your tithes. ISUBK.org.
Okay, this is I don't know how much you heard, but we still trying to push forward, man.
Khan, we was on
Good
verse
night.
10.
Okay, go ahead and read verse 10.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground.
That's right. Right? And the blood of the Native American Indians cry from the ground, but our oppressor does absolutely nothing. The same thing that Cain did. Keep going.
Verse 11. And now art thou cursed from the earth,
Hmm.
which had opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Right. So the Lord cursed Cain. He put a mark on Cain, but That mark wasn't some scar or nothing like that. Keep going.
Verse
12.
12.
Mm-hmm.
When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
Mm-hmm.
A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
A fugitive and a vagabond, right? A fugitive and a vagabond. That's what our oppressor is. That's why he goes from city to city, from state to state, right? And he travels around and he invades the land of the people who stay there, right? That's letting you know that he's the person who he says he is. Can you still hear me?
Kanunkan.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's how you know our oppressor is the same man, right, of today, right? He's the same man who tries to oppress everybody else. Right? He's the same man who tries to oppress everybody else. All right, this kick out thing is really going on, man. I tell you. Okay, so that's how you know that Esau is the same person of today, right? Because he's labeled as a vagabond and he's labeled as a fugitive. A vagabond is a person that roams from place to place that has no home, right? Our oppressor has no home. He has no home whatsoever, right? That's why he calls and invades and terrorizes everybody's land, and then he sets up shop there, right? So-called the oppressor even set up shop, um, try to set up shop on the moon. I'm the first one to get here. Let's go ahead and stake, put a flag, in the ground and put a stake right here with a flag and say I'm the first one here. This is my land. Right? He's sick with that because he doesn't have a home. All right. And again, a fugitive on the run because he's never been brought to justice. He's never been brought to justice for the crimes that he's committed. Who does that remind you of today? That's the oppressor. That's Cain. And that mark was put on Cain. Right? All right. So that mark was him looking different from everyone else. Right? That mark wasn't a scar. That mark was Cain looking different than everybody else. Right? So when Cain came back into the world, guess what? He was born as Esau. Esau didn't have any pigmentation, right? At all. Right? All right, keep reading. Let me see. I think that's it for right now. Let me. So now Cain said unto the Lord, this punishment is way too much for me to bear. I can't take it. That's what he said. All right. All right, read verse 14 and 15, Baba Kosha.
Kanunkan. Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth.
Mm,
And
a
it came to
fugitive. Uh-huh. A fugitive and a vagabond. He's gonna be in the earth. Keep going.
Kanunkan.
That's what the Bible says. Go ahead.
And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
You see that? Now, why was he saying that? Everybody that finds me shall slay me. Right? And this also lets you know that it was more than Cain and Abel on the planet. Who is Cain talking about? Saying, if they find me, if anyone sees me, they're gonna slay me. That's letting you know it was more than Cain and Abel and Adam and Eve on the planet, man. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let me see. Was that it? Was that 14 and 15?
La, that was just 14, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 15. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain,
Mm-hmm.
vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
Do you see that? So guess what? Black so-called unfortunately, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we kill each other constantly. We murder each other in our neighborhoods, and we definitely don't condone that, right? Of course, we don't need we don't need another nation to govern over us and help us with that either, especially the oppressor who's a known killer, all right? A known murderer, a known assassin. He's a known mercenary, okay? We don't need our oppressor to try to rule over us or monitor us when he's the devil the Bible speaks of, right? But now, he was going to look different from everybody else. You understand? He was going to look different than anybody else on the planet. And if you slay Cain, if a so-called black man, a Hispanic man, a Native Indian man, even kills a oppressor, or especially his woman, or one of their children, you're gonna go to jail, man. And you're gonna go to jail for the rest of your life, and you're never getting out. Okay? You're gonna have a double life, triple life, right? But if we kill each other, might get about 10, 15 years, if that. And we come on out to come on out and be released back in the hood to come back, and if you ain't learned your lesson, you can come back out and you can kill another nigga, right? You can kill another Hispanic, right? But if you kill one of them, you out of there. So if we take vengeance on Cain, then our punishment is sevenfold. Why? Because the Lord wants Cain for his own destruction. The Bible says in Romans 12 and 19, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I will repay. Well, that's what the Lord gonna do then. We're gonna stand back. All we have to do as a people is come back to the Lord, come back to the laws, the statutes, commandments that's only found in this holy Bible, man. And get out of that Christian church, man. I'm saying get out of that Muslim mosque, right? Stop worshiping Arabs, man. Come back to your own religion. I know Christianity turned you away from it. I know Christianity didn't identify who the so-called white man was, right? Told you who the oppressor was, told you who the devil the Bible speaks of was. But in the ISUPK, under Commanding General Yohana, we've been doing this since 1969, man. Waking you up to tell you who the oppressor is in the Bible, right? Who the so-called white man is, man. All right? All right, continue. I think that's it for right now on that, right? So let's go ahead and get to, I'll explain a little more. So Cain right here is actually, Cain is actually pleading with the Most High, right, to have some mercy on him, right? A vagabond, as I explained, a vagabond is a person who wanders from place to place without support, without a home, right? That's why Cain said, from thy face shall I be hid, because the Lord turned his back on Cain. A fugitive is someone who's what? On the run. He's running from justice. Now, why is this important? This is important because everywhere the oppressor goes, he steals, he takes, he robs from the indigenous people on the land. That's right. And he claims it for himself. For example, as I stated earlier, you got the North America. North America was founded by the Native American Indians, right? The oppressor came and slaughtered the Indians, and now he says he found America, right? He also is a fugitive because they have never been brought to justice about all the 77 million Native American Indians that they've killed. And they continue to celebrate Thanksgiving, right? And they were never brought to justice for what they've done to our brothers and the North American Indians, man. Now, in verse 15, the Lord puts a mark on Cain. Again, this mark, the mark is not a scar. Mark is not some, mark on the left hand, mark in the forehead. So Cain won't be able to buy or sell because he got a chip in his damn hand. That's not what that's talking about, man. The mark is it's not anything of that sort. The mark the Most High put on Cain is talking about the color of his skin, by making him look white, making him look white skinned, red, really, right? And that
Man, y'all know what time it is. SCBK is the home of the truth, man. Priest is bringing out is heavy, man. Bear with us. Make sure y'all take these notes, get these precepts. If y'all just not tuning in, we kicking it off with the book of Genesis. We're in the fourth chapter right now.
okay. What's the last thing you heard? Good night.
Good night. The whole thing was heavy, sir. Basically, you was breaking down the consequences of what came and
Right.
how the so-called white man was marked by being red.
Okay, got you. All right, cool. Yeah, so that's probably what I'll do. I'll just um what I'm about to do is take take everything out, you know what I'm saying? And just strictly work off I might just have to work off the computer, period. Um Instead of just popping back and forth to StreamYard. All right. All right. So okay, cool. But you can still hear me, right?
Con.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's see how this works. So, yeah, so I mean, if anybody kills Cain, meaning blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, then our punishment is sevenfold. We can kill each other and get right back out of jail. You know, maybe do 10 or 15 year bid, if that. But if you kill the oppressor or his woman or you know or those children, then you're gonna do double life, triple life. You're never getting out, right? So um, in verse 15, the Lord puts a mark on Cain. It's not a scar, nothing like that, right? But he put that mark on Cain um, by making him by making him white. Okay, by making him white, so that nobody, when we saw him, nobody would be able to. We would know not to kill him, right? And it's like we subconsciously do that today, right? Because we're able to go in the hood and we'll kill our brother quick. But for some reason, we'll kind of refrain and kind of back up from killing Esau. Why? Because subliminally we know the conditions, right, or the repercussions rather of slaying Esau. Right? We kill a so-called white man, you're never getting out. But there is a chance that you kill your brother. Ain't that a trip? Right? All right. So again, yeah, you gotta bear with us, y'all. All right. So again, so if a black man, right, if a black man is not, how can I say it? Not like if a black man kills a black man, that's not taken serious, right? But if you kill a white man, that's it, right? If black kills white, you know, and does away with him, they're gonna sentence you to death, man. And that's the Lord taking, that's the Lord, the God of Israel, taking vengeance sevenfold. This is the curse the Lord put on the so-called white man. Now, after Cain was sent from the presence of the Lord, he dwelt in the land of Nod, right? Uh, dwelling that time, um, Cain found a wife, and in the land of Nod, he began to multiply. Later, during the floods of Noah, Cain and his seed, they died off. All right. Once the floods receded, Noah and his sons replenished the earth. And the spirit of Cain, guess what? Turned into, returned back into the earth as Esau. Yes, indeed. If you could, brother, get me Genesis, Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And no, as a matter of fact, start at verse 23.
Come. This is the book of Genesis. Oh yeah, I'm off mute. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord said unto her, two nations are born in thy womb.
Hold on. Nah. So this is Isaac wife, Rebecca, and she's having twins. And the Lord said, you got a family of one nation in your womb. Is that what you just said?
Two nations
Mm-hmm.
are in thy womb.
Two nations, the Lord said. Two nations are in your womb. Keep going.
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Kadal. Kadal stopped in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. So you have two nations are in Rebecca or was in Rebecca's womb. Right?
Yo, make sure y'all like and share this video. We'll get this truth out. Alright.
Okay, so it said two nations are in his womb. Right? Two manner of people. What is manner? Manner of people means two different spirits. Two different spirits. Two different kind of people, man. Right? Shall be separated from Rebecca's bowels, her stomach, right? All right, keep going.
And the one people shall be greater than the other people.
Does it say greater or stronger?
Oh, it's like stronger.
Yeah, read it like it is. Go ahead.
Come. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people,
Uh-huh.
and the elders shall serve the younger.
Right. So that's what's going on now. Because we don't have anything from the oppressor. We don't have our own businesses, right? We don't have our own jobs. We don't have our own imports and exports. We don't have our own water company. We don't have our own clothing companies unless we got to go through the oppressor or the Jewish man, which is Esau, right? We have to go through them in order to operate anything. We get all our food distributed, our meat products, our vegetable products. We don't have any farms. We don't have any, you know, land that's growing a big, consumption of vegetables and meat. We don't. And if you know a black farmer, well, he's struggling. If you know a black farmer, they have to ask and plead and get everything from the so-called white man, right? From our oppressor, right? Who is ruling over us with an iron rod, right? With an iron fist. Okay. Okay. So now, um, okay. So in the book of hold on, but you hadn't got to 25. Yeah, go ahead.
Come. Verse 24. And when her days be delivered were fulfilled, behold,
Mm-hmm.
there were twins in her womb.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 25. And the first came out red, and all over like a hairy garment.
The first came out what?
All over, oh,
The
Sluggy,
first
came out red,
came out red. Keep going.
all over like a hairy garment.
Right.
And they called his name Esau.
Esau. Who is Esau? Esau came out first, the older brother, right? Separated from Rebecca's womb from Jacob when they first came out. All right, who's the second person that came out?
Come. Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel,
Uh-huh.
and his name was called Jacob.
Jacob, a man dwelling in tents, man, nice and cool. So
All right, bear with us. We on verse 26, giving a breakdown of Rebecca having twins. First came out was Esau. Second came out was Jacob. So if y'all want to take the time, get there with us. Make sure you got your pen in your pad so you can take notes. Book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 26.
Okay, where did it stop off at? This is crazy.
Colonel Concert.
Why is kicking me out like this?
We was just saying that after that his brother came out and his hand took hold on Esau's heel and his name
Right,
was called Jacob.
right. So it's two different races are within her, right? Two manner of or two totally different kind of people, right? Meaning these two babies, even though they had the same mother, are completely different. They had the same father, same mother. They have different personalities, a different vibe altogether, a different spirit. And that's why when they were born, they were going to be separated. And the firstborn, the eldest, is going to serve the youngest. That this means that this time forth, right, there will be how can I say it, a war between the two people, between these two sons. These two will always be at enmity meaning extreme hatred, enmity, as prophesied before with Eve's seed and the serpent seed, right? In Genesis 3 and 15. The seed of Eve was Abel. And after the water or the flood of Noah, Abel's spirit entered into Jacob or the 12 tribes. And the serpent seed is Cain, right? And that came later after the waters of Noah. Cain's spirit, Cain's spirit came back into the earth as Esau or Edomites or the dukes of Edom. All right. Uh,
Yeah. Make sure y'all keep hitting the like button. Let's get them likes up. Shalom Yahabashim Yashabrakadam. To all the brothers, Shalom Yahabashim Bashim Yahabashah. To all the sisters.
yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what you brothers been doing. I know you've been grinding so hard. Y'all been having classes every day. You know, I tap in and listen to the classes frequently, and y'all been going hard on these people, man. And you know, I don't know what it is why they keep blocking me out. You know, um,
So, like, if I may,
yeah,
I think I may know the problem.
okay,
We gotta free up some of that space so we can keep
okay,
recording.
gotcha.
Maybe that's it.
Okay, you know, that sounds like that could be it, and we need to rectify that immediately. Because I'm trying to listen, because I'm going in on Esau, and I'm trying to have a great class, and I'm being rudely interrupted by Esau's system. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
So
But I'm still gonna blame every problem's blamed on Esau. Every problem is blamed on the oppressor because this is his kingdom, right? So if it's something good, you gotta take it with the good. If it's something bad, we're gonna take it with the bad. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. So
okay.
yeah. This is continuing to happen. Is rather difficult to try to continue under these conditions. You know. All right, because I've tried just about every way. I've tried just about every way to have it to where maybe I can. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try something else. Let me see if I can try one more. Let me see something.
Bob if I could,
I'm,
sir,
I'm,
while you doing that? I was I was
yeah,
trying
go
to
ahead.
wait. I was trying to wait because I had my
Oh,
mic on mute, but I was still telling
yeah,
people bear with us. I was gonna blame it on the oppressor too, sir, but I knew a man above me would do it most seasons, so it's like
yeah. See. What you got to realize is the oppressor has to take the good with the bad, right? And every time something good happens, of course, it's us and we make it. I'm saying we make this place what it is, right? And so when we make this place what it is, he takes the credit for it and looks like it's a great nation. Looks like everything is running just fine. And we are the ones who make this, or we are the waters that are planted, right? We're the waters that's planted um, by the tree, running along the little rivers that make him great, as we did the Assyrian captivity, right? As it breaks it down in Ezekiel the 31st chapter, right? So, they have to take it with you know a grain of salt, right? They can't win everything and be successful. You see what I'm saying? So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep this separate and run two different windows, and we'll see how this jumps off. Still popping off on the window that I don't want it on. That's crazy, right? Yeah, it's still popped off on the window that I don't want it on. All right, so um, let me go out again. I'm trying something different. I went down here. Let me try it over here. This is the last little. I'm trying to run something completely different, so to where it's not affecting it, and it has its own document. So, all right, we'll run it like this, and I'm trying to get two different windows for it to show. And if it shows two different windows, then we good. If not, um, you might have to free up things or whatever you're talking about. You might have to free it up. All right, let's get here we go right here. Yeah, if it goes over here, then pretty much it means it's just gonna keep doing it. All right, so okay, let's get it over here. Okay, if it goes out again, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to unfortunately postpone, and we'll work on everything else. All right. All right. Can you hear me?
Khan Khan.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Listen, you got to answer me fast, or I think we're gone.
Oh yeah, Khan
So
Khan.
right. So again, secondly, the white race is extremely hairy. This is a fact. And the scripture said Esau was red and hairy all over like a hairy garment, meaning he was covered in hair. Okay. Now, if the oppressor doesn't shave, he will look like a caveman. All right. His face, his arms, his legs, especially his back, will be covered excessively with hair, thick hair. This is biblical proof, y'all, that Esau is the progenitor or forefather of the so-called white race. Now, lastly, he came out first, which means he's going to serve Jacob, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? And that's exactly what he's doing. Because we don't have any power. There's no such thing as a so-called black Hispanic man being racist, because we don't have any power to we don't have any power to not hire, you know, any other nation and say you can't work here. We don't have.
Yeah, Most High Christ to the ISUBK under Commander Junior Hanna, giving the truth to the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians under this oppression, man. We pray that y'all understand. Come inside this body so you can learn what true brotherhood is. Brotherhood is a weapon, and that also means sisterhood is a weapon. It's time for us to gather ourselves together because we are the nation that is not desired, man. We're going to push this topic today. Who is Esau? Officer 5001 y'all is doing a terrific and amazing job, man. Make sure y'all share this so your friends and family can look back upon this and learn their part of the history, you know, the righteous way and the truthful way. All right, Most High Christ, y'all bear with us.
Okay, Ak, you there? All right. Okay, Tamaki, you there? Tamaki, you there? I think he's out. Okay. So unfortunately, everybody, I really listen. Listen, I really want to get in on this. I'll make sure that I get in on it, um, and pull up another class and start it all over again for everybody else. Right? Start this class over again from the beginning. Let me go ahead and put him in. Okay, yeah,
Come on, come.
yeah. I was just telling the viewers that although I want to continue, I don't want to continue every 15 seconds with it dropping off like that. All right. Um, so I'll pick back up. We should have this rectified. My scripture breakdown class for Austin, Texas. We should have the space, whatever needs to be handled. It'll be done by next Thursday. What I'll do for those who are interested in wanting to know who Esau is, I'll go ahead and start the class all over again. That way we won't have any dropouts or anything like that, right? Um, I mean, I really wanted to go in on this class. I have more information. Like I said, if you are looking to um, get with ISUPK, go to ISUPK Austin, um, and go to the messenger. You can go ahead and drop it on there, ISUPK Austin, and you want to reach out. Austin is growing exponentially every day. Get a lot of brothers and sisters who are coming into this truth. So if you want to be that person to change your life, to get rid of that old you, then you can come in to the ISUPK. Again, ISUPK Austin on Facebook. Um, and make sure you check in with that. You can message us. We'll see the message. We'll get back with you on that, okay? Until then, I'm going to go ahead and conclude class of Who is Esau. We will pick this up next Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., same exact time. I'll have some more. I have some more spices and pepper for you through my research as well. Okay. It continues. I appreciate Precinct Officer the Makir for his assistance, and I'm Precinct Officer Wanyala, camp leader for Austin, Texas, under the direction of Captain Yatazak. Um, so we see you all on tomorrow. We should have Gadiah one doing Lasha one Kodash classes. So we'll go ahead and get into that. If you want to learn your original language and paleo, ancient paleo Hebrew, we get down on that as well. All right. Until then, hey, shalom. All my brothers, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shabbarakatham, and to all our
Yabashita.
sisters, shalom.
Shalom, Yahweh.
Yahweh Shemar
Shalom.
Alatan, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, to all our sisters out there. ISUPK, forever and a day. Shalom, Israel.